Hello friends, welcome to Jojo's Azure Learning YouTube channel. Today's video will be discussing about how to install an Apache Web Server, a simple web server. I'm logging into a Linux server. This is my production web server. So I'll log in and then I'll show you step by step how to actually configure an Apache web server. Okay, I put the username and password. I logged in. Okay, I just want to change the color. I think it's very small. So let me go to change settings, and then I'm going to change a little bit color. Logging in is fine. You can just enable logging if need to. I use this tool called Putty, and this is I'm most comfortable with. And then I can go and select a different font size, and also if 211 size is a font size 11 to 14, so it will be a little bit bigger. And also I may want to change the appearance and then maybe the color a little bit on the foreground, making into maybe a little bit green here. Okay, and then apply this. Okay, I think it's much little more better. So I logged in as a normal user. You can see that I get a dollar prompt. That means I am the normal user. If you want to be a super user or the root privilege, you need to use the command sudo su dash, and that's take you to have a hash prompt, and that will give you root privilege, like a super admin privilege. You can see now. I can make it a little bit bigger, maybe. Okay, I think it's a little better now. All right, first things we're going to do is like this is actually, you can see that this is an Ubuntu Linux version. You can see that is a Ubuntu. And first thing we are going to do is that we're going to update this operating system. And it's also saying once you log in, it is saying that it is more than a week old. It's not much, but you can say you can do this command sudo apt update. Just run that command. So it is downloading the packages for update, and then it's installing it. It is connecting to security.ubuntu.com, an external server, and it is installing the update. So as you can see that it's actually failed. It's failed to connect to the archive.ubuntu.com. There is a temporary failure for resolving archive.ubuntu.com. So there is something a DNS issue. So further looking at checking the resolve.ctl status, I can see that the current DNS server is actually on my 10.0.0.4. That's my local DNS IP, and it's looking for a dog.microsoft.com. So I want to change that settings to resolve. So probably what I will do is just going to take this out and then probably comment this out. And then I can just take this line . So I copy that line and then I'm just taking it out the comment. I'm going to put name server equal to maybe a Google DNS server. All right, I'm going to save it. I'm going to run it again, the update command. So now it is, you can see that it's now resolving, and it is updating the, it is able to download 42 packages, and then it is updating it. So it's completed, and 25 packages can be upgraded, and it's finished. So that's good. All right, so you can see that version is 24.5. That's the Ubuntu version. You can see using this command, you can see that what version exactly, what version of Linux you're running. And if you want to see the kernel version, you can do this command as well. But this command gives you the kernel version, but the other one gives you the operating system version. So this is exact 20.04. Okay, so now we will install the Apache packages. So just command apt install. I think I like to install this as a normal user. So what I do is like I exit it. So that's prod web. If you want to see who am I, so you can see the current user. So the web user, I'm the web user. I'm going to install as a web user. The Apache, I'm going to install it as a web user. So what we need to do is like you need to do sudo, because to get a root privilege, apt install and Apache 2. That's one, Apache 2. That's one I'm going to install it. So it's going to ask you for do you want to continue installation? Just press S. So it's installing Apache 2. It is getting installed. So now the installation is successfully completed. So we can use this command Apache 2 and then version. So that gives you what is the version of Apache is running. So this one is 2022. You can see that 2441. Apache 2441 is the current Apache version. There's a couple of ways we can see whether Apache is running. You can do you can grep for the process http d, and you can know. You can also grep for ps-ef grep Apache 2. So you can see the Apache 2 is started. Web user has started. No, web data, www data. The Apache is started on this. This is the process IDs. So now we need to allow to see whether any firewall has been configured. If there's a firewall configured, Linux firewall, then it may not it may not work. So ufw list app, that's the command you can use, or I think it's app list. So this command leaves you what all the Apache you don't even need to do your sudo. So you can do I can allow the Apache. Apache is the one of the available application. You can do an Apache allow. So you can do ufw allow Apache. So this you need to be root to run the script. So if you don't, so it's giving an error message, host prod web 01 is not resolvable. That's fine. It's inactive. It is not even started. So we can actually start the you can actually go to root. This will be a root. So there's a command called systemctl. Systemctl command is to see that this gives you everything. If you want to see just the Apache, this will list you all the services as the service is started, but it's not able to resolve the let's say if you want to stop and start, you can use this command systems ctl Apache 2. I think it says stop Apache 2 and then start. Then you can do status. You can see it is active and running. I can see that it's active and running here. It started. only thing that's giving out 2 error message, it's could not reliably determine server. So there is a, so what we will do is like we just take the okay, so if config is not working, I think we may have to install this NetTools. Let's install that. So let's run that command. So now we have, this is the IP address, and it is also has then a public IP address, IP ADDR list. This also will give you an IP address. So this is an IP address. So this error message is just a warning message. We need to configure it as put this one in the DNS names as well. So it is successfully started the HTTP server. Let's say if you want to test it out, you can just go to this is the IP address of the server, right? So 10.0.0.0.7. So if you type this one HTTP 10.0.0.7, and then that gives you the default page. So here I'm here, I just typed in HTTP 10.0.0.0.7, and then you can see that page comes up. It is port 80, running on port 80. It's not secure, it is not HTTPS, but you got the Apache Web Server running. So we can also create a public IP for the server and then make it as an 443. Then we need to get an SSL certificate and everything, and then we can make it as an external. But this one is as an internal website for now. So we can create a more virtual host and things like that. But this is the basic setup, and we can also change the index.html and make it as a different page. So I have this sample code. I can just take this sample code and go to the Whisper server and see. By default, this will be in var www, and then here see there is an HTML folder, and then here you'll see that there is an index.html. This page is coming from, I just keep going to take a copy of this one into something like this original, and then I'm going to edit this page index.html, and I can take out all this page, and I can just delete all this page. So I deleted all this page. I'm just going to put a basic HTML code here, and then I'm going to go. So now I need to restart the service probably, and then stop, and then I can put start and status. So once it's started, once you go back to this page, it should get a different page that we put a basic, not this default page. So just refresh this, and you can see that you're running prod GHS Good Hat Services Web Server or Ubuntu 20.04. So that's completes the setup for the basic internal web server. But please stay tuned. I'll be making another video to how to create a virtual host in Apache Web Server, and also making this web server publicly accessible. So that means instead of this IP address, we'll be assigning a public IP and then hosting on that public IP, and then you need to go to the external domain registrar and then add that domain into that IP address so that it will be accessible. But stay tuned. Thank you for watching.